Welcome to Rekt Reviews, movies and entertainment analysis using the latest in beer goggle technology. And here are your dubiously qualified hosts, Erik, Paul, and Shark.
And Amy.
And Amy.
Someday.
When are we going to add and Amy?
I don't know. There's a big whiteboard. Anyone, whoever's closest is welcome to write me a to-do note on there.
Where's that at?
You know, it took a long time to put and Shark as well.
That's true. That's true.
We had to get you to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You had to earn his stripes.
So the goal of 2018 is to add that before 2019 starts.
We can do it unless half of us disintegrate, then what are we going to do?
True.
Spoiler.
You have to gather all the Infinity Stones before you could get your name on that.
I got you.
Well, we've got one now. We've got the SoCo Stone.
That's right. That's right.
SoCo Stone.
It happened. I'm feeling glad I got SoCo in a bag.
Oh, God.
Anyway, so what are we reviewing today?
Some little independent film
Peter
called
Rabbit?
Infinity War.
Oh.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Yeah, you
Don't
probably
know if
haven't
you heard
seen
of
much
it.
advertisement for this thing.
Good
Yeah.
Lord. You can't click on anything without seeing some sort of trailer, or they've got like merchandising everywhere. It's like at McDonald's, and
Really?
I bet the mattress place across the street has some sort of,
I actually went in when I saw this. I hadn't watched any of the trailers, which was a hard feat to do.
Actually,
yeah.
that's awesome, actually. That's an Infinity Stone in itself, not watching any of the trailers.
I try to avoid all trailers, especially, movies that I know that I want to see.
It's smart. I mean, they've gotten so bad.
Yeah.
Like there was one trailer for some movie, some kind of couple that gets cast away, where like literally like scene by scene by scene by scene they go through the whole movie in
Yeah.
like 3 minutes. Like you know exactly what's going to happen.
and then show you the
so
end.
why go?
Yeah. They did the same thing with Infinity War. Like when they're charging across the field in Wakanda, that's the end of the movie. It's like that's the
movie you just saw a few months ago.
well, yeah, same thing.
Yeah. Still one of my favorites, so.
How did it? Well, what's everybody drinking? First of all, we are going crazy with the SoCo, with the Southern Comfort. So the newest Infinity
yet.
Stone.
Finally.
I'll open it up. How about that?
And the only way for me to drink Southern Comfort is with a Bud Light. So
You have to do it with the chaser?
you don't have to, but this is
Like Shark's trademark thing.
Exactly.
That's the other Infinity Stone.
Yeah, this is the hero. Bud Light's the sidekick.
Got it.
Yeah,
So Batman and Robin got it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
I am drinking a Questionable Advice by Council Brewing over here.
Questionable advice. Is that what you said?
Yep. Questionable Advice. It's a hazy IPA, which seems to be all
That's
the
a good
rage
name for a
nowadays.
beer.
I was going to say, that's actually really creative.
Bro, let me tell you something. Let me tell you.
Wait a minute. What's the name of your beer? I don't know if I should be listening to you.
That's questionable advice, sir.
Yeah. I think that sums me up probably pretty well. Don't take my advice.
Well, down the hatch, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We're going to cheers with a little SoCo here.
You can't hear the plastic cups clanging.
Yeah, we keep it classy
Clank.
with some plastic cups going on.
It's the smoothest thing.
It's so smooth.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Whoa.
It almost killed Amy.
No, sorry guys, I've been working out and my system's cleaned out. So yeah, I'm ruining it for you guys. So
By the way, before we get into Infinity War, I just want to let you guys know, if you get the chance, listen to Amy's anime.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I listened to it. I'm looking at her in a whole new light now.
wait a minute, which one did you watch?
Where did you find it?
It was the high school thing.
They're both high. They're all high.
Classroom of Atonement?
That's it.
Oh
That's it.
my
Yeah.
god!
I love that title.
Classroom of Atonement. Yes, I listened to that.
Where'd you find it at?
You just put it in Google.
Oh.
And
Is it like on YouTube?
Yeah. Well, see, if you do this, put it in Google, and then it'll come up, and then on top it says
Go incognito
Yes,
mode
I need
first.
incognito mode.
no, it says images, and then just click on video. It'll take you directly to the video, and get a cigar, sit back, and enjoy.
Right.
Why are you blushing, Amy?
This is equivalent to my family, which they never will watch this, but this is now my nightmare.
You must see it.
Oh my god! You were laughing through that whole thing.
I did laugh quite a bit because it's
So stupid.
ludicrous. It's completely ludicrous, but I was like, wow.
I know.
That girl is talented.
Well, fun fact, that's actually the first one I ever did, and we shot it in one take. So you got to see my first ever.
Wow, that was the first one you did?
That was the first one I did.
So you're better now?
You were born for it, is what you're saying.
No, I guess so. But no, thank you for, because you sent me a message. You're like, oh, by the way.
By the way, yes. I have been watching Classroom of Atonement. And
should we wreck this movie instead?
No.
See, I knew you were going to hate this. We haven't heard any opinions from you on any text threads. Right. And I'm like, I thought you were going to be like the first one to watch it, and then you didn't watch it till what, yesterday?
I didn't see it till. I guess you guys saw it before me, but it took me a little while.
It's fresh in your mind.
Yeah, at least you have that.
I have actually watched half of Thor Ragnarok since then, so.
Ugh.
I still like that movie.
Which is a better movie than this movie.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Really?
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I like Ragnarok, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, Ragnarok. Ragnarok's better the second time around. I don't know. Like, I was maybe a little too hard on it.
Yeah.
I thought Ragnarok was...
Maybe you're a little too hard on this one.
No.
That was the most honest answer ever.
Well,
okay, well...
I didn't hate this movie by
what did you dislike about it?
It had a lot of. It had. I knew there was going to be things in there that were going to rub you the wrong way.
Do we want to do like overall problems or like go scene by scene?
Because I wanted to hate it. I really did, and I thought just by the trailers I was like, there's too many characters. It's probably going to be a stupid story. It's going to suck.
Well, flashback from our last one, you said you did not want to go see this.
Yeah,
you already knew it was going to be a big pile of shit.
I didn't want to see it either.
Yeah, and I begrudgingly went and saw it. I was like, all right.
And that's only because I said, oh my God, this movie is great.
You said it's great, and I went in.
Yeah, somebody said it was better than, it was the best superhero movie ever. I forget which one of you said that.
It's not better than Black Panther.
Oh, no. It's not better than Dark Knight or Logan by any means.
No, I didn't.
I forget somebody said that. I could have sworn someone said that in the text message.
Maybe I did. I don't remember. I don't think I did.
I think you maybe said, Amy, that it was your favorite Marvel movie.
Yeah, it's my favorite Marvel movie, not comic. Like, if we're gonna go by comic movie, it's gonna be The First Crow. That's gonna be my favorite.
Yeah,
one.
that's an awesome superhero movie.
But, okay, so why don't you like it, Eric? Or what are some?
Because nothing matters. Probably
by Metallica.
Like,
I don't have a guitar here. I was going to say. I mean, like the stakes that are supposed to be so huge are really meaningless when you have an Infinity Stone that turns back time.
Yeah, like nothing ever matters ever is pretty much what this movie has created. So, I thought Thanos is. I think he would have maybe benefited from his own movie to kind of build him up because you're supposed to be somewhat sympathetic with him, but this idea is also really, really dumb.
It's dumb, but I actually thought that this was almost like his own movie. Like,
but like
they really took the time to kind of flesh him out, which was a good thing. That because I was expecting him to just be this dumb, destroy galaxy.
I don't feel like it was fleshed out very well. Like you have a few like
considering
flashbacks.
how much stuff they had to like shove into this movie,
sure,
I thought they gave him a lot of.
That's why I think it would have been better for him to have his own movie with that stuff in it, so it could actually be developed.
I'll bet you that the Infinity War Part 2 will have him fleshed out a little more. That's
sure,
what I would think, because
this movie's still weak because of that, I think.
Well, and because usually you have, like, Paul, I think you were alluding to this, is that you have the villain who's just a villain for the hell of it. Like, I just want to destroy. I don't really have a reason. I'm just going to do it just because, like the Joker. He just wants to tear shit up. But the Thanos character actually has a plan in mind. Like, in his mind, he's saving the universe. Can someone explain
to me how killing half the universe...
It's dumb.
It's
brings
dumb.
Balance?
Well, killing half the universe is like, he basically said you were using up all the resources. So we're going to solve...
Which is pretty dumb for like
killing half
when everyone has like spaceships and they could go anywhere and like settle planets. It's dumb. I guess it happened on his planet. Where
also, the universe is expanding. Yo.
But you have to you do have to remember it's a superhero movie. So
I know it's stupid. I get it, but this is like I don't know. His whole thing is. Yeah. I wish they could have explained it to where this makes because I've seen people compare him to is it Killmonger from?
Yeah,
I wouldn't compare.
Yeah, because he's a sympathetic villain.
Yeah, they're saying he's sympathetic and you kind of see his point of view, but I don't see Thanos' point of view at all, and I don't think he's sympathetic.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, that's dumb because even though Black Panther is a superhero movie, Killmonger actually has a realistic sort of, beef.
But I don't think Thanos is a strong villain in this.
Well, you know what they do, and what they do in all superhero movies. I just wish just once. So if he's all powerful, how come if he gets punched in the face, it hurts? He
bleeds.
Yeah, like he beat the shit out of the Hulk, which was that little 5 second was like I was like, oh, this is going to be awesome because they were going at it, and then Hulk gets his ass beaten and he's scared for the rest of the movie and never comes back to fight, and that pissed me off. But
he's a lot like Ronda Rousey in this.
Yeah. But if he can beat the Hulk, why is it that Captain America was like going toe to toe with him and kind of holding his own, like a little, but he didn't get, like, the Hulk got knocked out.
Yeah.
Captain America just got thrown. It's like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And they just don't think about that because it's like, well, the hell with that. Yeah, we get it. It's stupid, but we're going to put it in anyway.
I am super surprised by how little Captain America was in this thing.
Yeah, he looks good with a beard, though, so that's all good.
Yeah,
I'm not complaining because I don't really like Captain America, but there's some characters, I don't even know why ScarJo was even in this thing.
Why was Gwyneth Paltrow in this?
Yeah.
And they got married. I guess it's kind of the okay, what's going on with Tony Stark? Because we haven't had an Iron Man movie in a while. But they're like, okay, so they got married. So
I guess that was to give him stakes. Like in this movie, so like, oh no,
But all she was is like a bitchy voice on the radio.
Yeah,
like, why would you marry Iron Man? Like, I can't believe you're on that alien show.
Oh, come on!
Okay, it's like,
that's not like you at all.
Why is that character? Why is that female character always in movies like that? It's like, so this is her husband. Yeah, I don't want you to be Iron Man anymore. Yeah, but the universe is about to be destroyed, so I kind of got to go do this.
Yeah.
How many times has Iron Man quit being Iron Man in these movies?
At the end of every movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's another problem with these things. Like, there's zero stakes in any of this stuff. Like, nothing matters.
And that's why I couldn't cry like Amy could cry.
Yeah,
okay.
none of that. Yeah, none of that stuff hit home
for me.
Yeah, not for me either.
No, I'm really invested in these characters, and
I like half of them.
Well, we were talking. It's like it's just like the Scarlet Witch. She's actually my least favorite characters in the film, but she's actually one of my favorite characters in the comic. I don't like how they're interpreting her in the film, but it's like she had a lot of screen time, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, her and Vision, I care less about.
I will tell you that when her and Vision when they had their little thing when they were talking, I got up and went and got popcorn.
Oh, really?
I was like, I'm not interested in this at all.
I don't think this universe has done a very good job explaining what I don't even understand her powers. And,
they didn't go into detail even
telekinesis?
With no.
But she makes like red stuff come out and it's like powerful.
It's telekinesis.
And she flies sometimes.
She has farts coming out of her fingers.
Yeah. She reads people's minds and
she's like a Swiss Army knife of shit.
Yeah,
she just do whatever they need her to do.
And remember, like, what was it, Age of Ultron, when it was her and her brother. Her brother passed away, but she had like a Western European accent, and then now this movie, it's completely gone.
She moved to Scotland.
Well, and her name is Wanda Maximoff. So
yeah, I was like, wait a minute, what's her name? But no, I mean,
it's
okay,
like a porn name.
Yeah.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Hey. No, there were a few scenes I was very sensitive to, and I did have predictions of who I thought would pass on in this movie, and I was right about 2 of the 3 of them. But I would say the middle part and the ending definitely got me in the feels. And okay, I didn't cry like with that ugly cry or anything, but my eyes, like, I did tear up, and tears did come down. I was really upset.
Through the whole thing when spoiler alert, when everybody was disappearing, I was like, okay, let's just get it over with this. I get it. Half of them are going to be gone.
See, I thought maybe they went into another universe. But part of me is like, I don't think they're really gone. There's something else going on.
Of course they're not gone.
Well,
there's going to be another Guardians movie. There's going to be another Spider-Man movie.
Of course. Yeah. Well, yeah, James Gunn's working on the script for Guardians right now.
I can't stand the Guardians of the Galaxy characters. They're just. I mean,
You didn't like Teenage Groot. You didn't like emo Teenage Groot.
Okay,
I didn't like. Yeah,
Teenage Groot. Teenage Groot. Yeah, Teenage Groot.
I got a chuckle
cool.
out of that.
But that was the only one because like I said, I don't like Chris Pratt. I can't stand him.
Really?
I loved Thor hanging out with them because it was all so
voice,
stupid.
Yeah.
That was great when Star
Yeah.
Lord's trying to imitate his voice.
Yeah,
Yeah, because Gamora's filling up on Thor, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Stop touching his
like I
muscles."
say, I laughed at most of the jokes in this movie.
But see, that's isn't Chris Pratt? He's the exact same character in everything he's in. He in Parks and Rec. He's this guy in Jurassic bullshit. He's this guy. He's the exact same character in every. He was the same in that crazy space movie. Him and Jennifer Lawrence.
You could
He's
kind of say the same
guy.
thing about Denzel Washington, though.
Or Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr. doesn't do anything else. I mean,
He is Tony Stark.
Yeah, Tony Stark and Sherlock
occasionally
Holmes are the
Sherlock.
same character. They're the exact same character. Which, by the way, if you remember a while when we did Doctor Strangelove, I was like, he's just Tony Stark. He's Tony Stark, just in a different, and they put them together in this movie so they could like go at it. So
Yeah. But my favorite, honestly, was one of my favorites was Peter Parker. I liked Spider-Man in this one.
I just Spider-Man has like as a kid and was one of my favorite characters, but they just they get the wimpiest, most annoying kid to play him all the time, and
I think this one's good.
Yeah, this is way better than the last two.
Well, far better because he wasn't in it that much. He had a small part.
Well, I mean, Tom Holland's a better Spider-Man than the past two.
Yeah,
Tobey
like
Maguire
Tobey
and
he is.
Maguire and-
Yeah, he is.
Andrew Garfield.
That I'll agree with. But after all this stuff, after being in Civil War and then the Spider-Man movie, so he spent all this time with Tony Stark. He's starting to understand that there's all this serious shit going on. And maybe he should grow up a little. You can't just be a dumbass kid all the time. Especially when
he's in high school.
Yeah, he's in high school.
Man.
And he wasn't a dumbass. Why was he a dumbass in this?
Okay, so
no more than Chris Pratt was.
Chris Pratt's always a dumbass.
He ruined everything for everybody.
Oh my God,
didn't
it's
he?
all Chris Pratt's fault. That's what I'm gonna say.
He's terrible.
Well, it's like the Scarlet Witch's fault too. It's like there's 7,000 people's fault in this.
I blame Chris Pratt though. Love him, but it's his fault.
They really could have left out the Scarlet Witch and Vision are in love thing. That was
the
so
bedroom
stupid.
scene.
Yeah,
I was like, oh really? We're going there now? Come on.
Because so if we want to go that deep into it, it's they're like, well, yeah, I think our relationship works. It's like, what is Vision? Are you a robot? Are you what are you exactly?
Yeah, I don't quite get it either.
Robot love, don't judge.
Yeah, I don't.
So
I don't care about
Here's the things that I did like about this movie where I thought it was going to completely go off the rails and it didn't. Is it really didn't feel like a mess like it could have been with too many people.
Yeah, they deserve
Right.
credit.
Yeah.
It was
I think
organized.
It had too many people in it, but
they kind of had to be there. And I think they did as far as that's possible. They did a good job of organizing everything into chunks where you didn't feel
There's
like
some stuff
the
that's
whole
clunky,
movie wasn't like that final Wakanda battle scene. I thought the whole movie was going to be this clusterfuck like
That's
that.
the smartest thing they did is put them all in
Into
different locations.
separate.
So it's different stories, all culminating into one thing. So I was very surprised at that too, because that's one of the things I said. I was like, there's too many characters. How are they going to do it?
Yeah, and I think they did a fairly good job of kind of keeping everything straight. Yeah. And again, I thought kind of fleshing out Thanos a little bit. Yeah, I thought he was kind of sympathetic, at least more than I expected.
You just want to kill half the people, Paul.
But remember, okay, so spoiler.
There's only that many Bud Light to go around.
Yeah. Well, remember, and spoiler, Gamora dies. I know, sorry.
Yeah.
When
a
Mantis
death that is telegraphed for minutes, and it's just get on with it already. My God.
Well, Mantis was reading him when they were trying to get the gauntlet off, and she's like, he's in mourning, and it's at that moment you realize, oh shit, he's actually.
I don't know. I feel like that was obviously going to be the undoing of it, is they're going to find out that she's dead, and obviously Chris Pratt's not going to be able to handle it.
You saw that coming?
Because he ruined it.
And that is so
but it's all part of the plan, guys.
Yeah, that's where and it's not just this movie. There's a lot of films that are like that, where it's okay, you are getting ready to fuck up everything with your anger.
Yeah,
if you calm down for one more second, we're gonna get the glove off the guy, and then we're gonna kill him.
You can kill him then.
Then you can kill him then. Just give us 1 second.
That way doesn't work because what's his face? Doctor Strange saw the one way this is going to work, and that's what we're doing right now.
So didn't that let you? he right there in that little second scene, he just told you everything that's going to happen.
Yeah,
because it's like Iron Man, you're going to be the one to save the universe. That's why I let you stay alive and let him kill everybody right now.
Right.
Yep.
And then whatever's going to happen, we're going to get it back. And
that's
you're going to be the one
another
to save
reason why
it.
this ending doesn't matter, or why it has any emotional payoff at all.
And that's the other thing that did kind of annoy me about this is like Thanos just like lets everybody live all the time and just like leaves. Like he'll have a battle with a bunch of people and then it just like.
It's supposed to. I read about that. It's supposed to make him more sympathetic. He's like, yeah, I'm not here to just randomly kill people. I'm like, I have a.
But these are clearly people that can stop his ultimate plan. Like, wouldn't you just take him out?
You would think, yeah, you would think. But like, the person that pisses me off is, and it's in a funny way, is Robert Downey Jr. because he phones in this whole character so much. It like you can tell he doesn't even want to do it. Really, he's just like, you know what? They're giving me $20 million. Yeah, I'll run around with the damn glasses on and be sarcastic for a couple of days to get the $20 million, and the next one's going to be the last one, and I'll be done. And that's the end of it. But he's just so like I don't like the. Here's why I don't like comedy. They do the comedy in tense moments. Like when they're in the middle of a fight, like this is like could be the end of the universe, and you guys are telling jokes. I'm like, it's always stupid to me when they do that. Like the Guardians of the Galaxy, all that whole thing, that's fine when they're doing jokes.
That's their shtick.
Yeah, exactly. Tony Stark, his thing is to be sarcastic, but like when they're just being sarcastic, that's cool. But when they try to make it really, really jokey, like all of a sudden, Doctor Strange is doing jokes. Like
he was kind of jokey too, though, wasn't he?
Yeah, but in his first movie. Like after his car crash or whatever the hell it was, he was just completely super serious through that whole movie. Now he runs into now the opening scene is him telling a joke about the deli, and it's like this does everything have to be jokey?
I thought he was jokey in Doctor Strange, was he not?
At the beginning because he was really.
I thought like as it went on too. Like I know he was like depressed and sad.
Yeah, he was depressed, but once he got his mojo back.
Yeah, once he got back up and going.
I don't remember that. I just in the beginning he was a jackass because he was the millionaire surgeon and like he's great surgeon and he's really stuck up.
But that's actually realistic. Like top like neurosurgeons, they're exactly like that. They think they're the shit.
Yeah, lawyers too.
Yeah. Amy, you haven't said anything in a while.
I'm just waiting on you guys because I feel like I get super excited and I don't want to interrupt you guys for that. But
Shark has a lot of criticism for someone who loved this movie.
But the greatest thing to me about this movie, as far as a Marvel movie, it was kind of like Black Panther in as much as it was an actual movie. They put together a real solid film. It was well paced. Like it started out just with action.
Yeah, I agree with that.
They jumped right in, and then I like the fact that
I think it actually would have benefited from being longer. And I know it's like long.
Was it like 2.5 hours?
Yeah, 2.5.
Yeah. 2 hours and 40 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, okay.
I think it could have stood to be maybe a little longer.
Yeah. By the way, while we're on that, ladies and gentlemen who are listening to this. Please leave your goddamn babies at home when you go to the movies. Please.
They can't handle the death of all those superheroes at the end.
No, babies are not watching the movie. Okay?
And the sound especially hurts them.
It hurts them and it's really loud and they start screaming and crying. It's like, get a babysitter if you're going to the movies.
Dude,
please.
I was in a good theater then because I had no screaming babies. But it was at 8:45 in the morning, IMAX 3D. So.
I had at least 3 babies around me and I was about to get very ignorant. Hey, really? Get up and get out of here, or I'm going to body slam your child.
There's a lot of people clapping in my theater.
Yeah, you know what?
Like a fucking planet would show up and people start clapping. I'm like, oh.
People actually, it's so funny. People start clapping when Captain America made his appearance.
I hated that.
You didn't like that?
His appearance?
It was all right.
I hated that whole scene.
Yeah,
that whole action scene.
Well, first of all, where did they come from and how did they know they were there? Do they have tracking on them?
Well, that was the whole thing, that he turned off his transponder and they couldn't find him.
Yeah, that's why I was like,
but Tony couldn't find him.
Yeah, I'm wondering why because that scene made it seem Captain America's behind the train and everybody stops and they're looking so there's a guy behind the train. Who gives a shit? And they make it seem like Captain America is the most hardcore person in the whole Marvel universe, and he's just he's a strong guy.
He's actually my least favorite Marvel character.
I can't stand him. He's
The only issue I did have in this movie, and we've talked about this a few times, was shitty CGI. Is the villain female character? I don't remember her name. She had she was really bad CGI in this.
What?
Oh, with like the funky horns on her face.
Yeah,
and stuff?
exactly, her. So that kind of threw me off a little bit.
I like the goblin looking dude.
Yeah, with the English very posturous.
Yeah.
I liked him.
That's Ebony Crawl or something.
I don't remember.
There was one.
You know his name.
Well, because that name, they keep saying it. Like every time I read about it, they keep saying that name, and I was like, which character is he?
Right.
Because they never say their names.
I mean,
Yeah,
I dig it. Okay, so here's my question. Maybe you guys can answer this. So let's shoot for the beginning of the movie. So in the beginning, aka the end of Thor Ragnarok, when they see Thanos' ship.
Way to undercut that movie, by the way.
What?
like the whole home is who the people are, not the place.
And now the people.
And now they're all dead.
They're all okay.
They're all dead. Yeah.
So we jump into that, and of course we know.
Oh yeah, was that the ship with all the survivors?
Yes,
and they're all. I didn't even.
This is what I was talking to you earlier about.
Yeah, they're all done.
They're all dead.
But here's my I
forgot
so
about
going into that. So
well, half of them
hold on,
escaped.
clank, SoCo shot.
Marwan. Ding
ding
ding.
ding.
Ding ding. Hold on, let me drink this first. Okay. That was not a gagging reflex.
Like,
Okay. So, if you guys remember in Thor Ragnarok, you have that whole ship, including the Hulk, you have Thor, you have Loki, you have Thor's best friend, the gatekeeper guy, I forgot his
Stringer
name.
Bell.
Heimdall.
And you have
Stringer Bell.
You have Valkyrie. You go into the beginning of this movie, you see the Hulk, we know Loki's dead, we know Thor's best friend's dead, but where the hell's Valkyrie?
Yeah, she escaped. There's a thrown off comment somewhere that part of them escaped before they.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay, all right.
Because she's a big enough character, they would show her death.
Right.
Not that death matters, by the way.
At this point, I mean, it's inevitable.
I wish we could transmit your faces over audio somehow.
You know what's amazing to me is that this franchise has so much money that they can afford to pay Gwyneth Paltrow and Idris Elba to be in the movie for 2 minutes.
I cannot stand
Benicio del Toro as well.
Benicio del Toro.
I'd rather have him than Gwyneth Paltrow.
45 seconds he's in the movie. He's like, I'll take $3 million. Give me $3 million. And those are characters that I would just they could easily just not have them in there. Tony Stark could be talking to her on the phone.
Yeah.
It's not like her being there brought anything to it.
Nothing
Absolutely
at all.
Nothing.
So what do you guys think of Spider-Man's new Iron Spider suit? What's your thoughts on that?
I think it's very, very cool that they made Spider-Man, even though I can't stand the character in the movie. I think it's very cool that they made him part of the MCU,
mm-hmm.
and that he's upgraded now because Tony Stark is making his shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really cool.
And the whole spider legs that are now attachable.
That's kind of dumb.
Okay, that's where I was getting at.
Was he alien now?
Yeah. He did mention he's like, so how do we get out of this? Oh, have you ever seen Aliens?
Yeah.
Was it Aliens?
Yeah, Aliens.
Okay.
Okay, and that part was stupid too, because that character they killed, the Ebony whatever guy. He's like this wizard.
He's a telekinesis guy, and he can't save himself. Come on.
Well, not only that, he can't survive in space. Yeah. He gets sucked out of the ship. He's like a.
Can he bring the ship to him?
Yeah, he's like immortal. He's Thanos' child.
I thought he was coming right back. Yeah,
so
I was surprised it took him out so easily.
Like, let's just patch this hole up. Like, no.
Yeah. Okay, so and that's another thing. So he got sucked out into space and died. You guys, like Tony Stark is a human. You're just wearing a suit. Spider-Man has like some special powers, but you guys didn't get sucked out into space and die either.
Well, Doctor Strange was kind of like hanging out for a second, right? He almost died.
Well, yeah, he's supposed to be Mr. Sorcerer, and he can the Sorcerer Supreme.
And his cape kind of helps out a little bit.
Yeah. His cape was covering his face.
Yeah. He's probably
so he didn't freeze.
The cape is cool.
Yeah.
I like the cape.
Yeah, I like the cape.
Thank you for that positive remark, Shark. I want to hear more because I'm hearing I really like it, but
the cape is very cool. Like I said,
I think you should get a cape for your trip to China.
Yeah,
just walk around Asia in a cape.
I might buy a cape
black man with a cape in China. I like that.
Listen, it's gonna be bad enough as it is.
In case you find people aren't staring at you enough over there.
So technically, would you be the Mandarin from Iron Man 3 if you go over to China?
I would be the African.
How many people
Black
do you think
Mandarin
are going to come up and want to get their photo taken?
A
with you?
lot.
I have been told by 20 different people that I'm not going to be able to walk down the street without somebody.
You want to do like an over and under? How many people stopped Shark?
Okay, so what? You're there for what? 5 days?
I'm in China for 5 days.
They're just going to think he's Shaq.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they're
going to think you're an American actor or a rapper, actually.
Yeah,
Can you dress all
probably
thug and go out?
Well, you know what? I will have on like my Raiders shirt.
Oh, I'm going to guess at least 22 to 25 people.
When I was in China, I was getting stared at all the time just for being like a foreigner.
Yeah,
that was with me in Japan too.
That's very uncomfortable to me. I don't like that. Listen, I've had that happen here in America when somebody thinks, because they think I'm a football player.
Oh, that's what it's going to be.
And they ask for my autograph, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not who you think I am.
Just scribble it where it doesn't look.
I've done that 1,000 times. Because they don't believe me, and I go, okay, and I write Mike Kimball.
You should just write Wakanda Forever.
Oh my god! So I heard was it Boseman Chadwick? Am I saying this?
Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, I heard he's really getting tired of the paparazzi with Black Panther now. Like he's over it.
That all that is bullshit. Listen, if
I can't blame him.
Yeah, and like,
I mean, how many times can you do Wakanda Forever?
Yeah, but like what we were just talking about, because I used to say, I'm like, you know what, these celebrities are full of shit with this. It's so tiring when people come up and talk to you and bother you. But like I said, I am not a celebrity. I'm nobody, and that has actually happened to me because somebody, like especially here in San Diego when the Chargers were here, people think you're a Charger. And they come up and just start talking to you, and I'm like, yeah, I don't play for the Chargers. I'm 52 years old. Damn it! There's no way
you could have.
That is very annoying. But
that just goes to show how well that what did you say on Facebook? Like sugar, some kind of skin lotion that you buy.
Because my lotion. Yeah.
Okay, shocker. Shark does shop at Bath and Body Works.
Bath and Body Works.
Yes,
what was the stuff?
I wear
vanilla sugar,
warm
vanilla sugar.
Yeah.
Warm vanilla sugar.
I wear warm. I use warm vanilla sugar body wash and lotion.
AKA his
keeps
porno
my skin,
name.
And that's why people think he's a 28-year-old football player.
Is my skin not silky smooth?
Oh my god, it actually smells really good.
See? It works
That's
for me.
dangerous.
Wait till the Chinese get a load of you.
Oh my god. Just have the women go up to you and be like, oh my god.
I'm gonna, smell that, baby.
And then you'll be getting them off.
But you know what? That's the thing. So I'm not a celebrity. I'm not in movies. I'm not on, an athlete. Chadwick Boseman chose to be in this profession. It's like, so people are if you're out, people are gonna come talk to you. I don't understand why that really pisses you off that much. That's kind of why all these actors get into it in the first damn place. There's very few of them that get into it because I just want to be an artist. Like, no, you want to be famous and you want people, to come up and talk to you.
I would be really flattered because let's take people. Look at kids that look up to you. If anything, your kids are looking up to you and they idolize you. They want to be what you when they grow up, you know, and if anything, that should give you some satisfaction. But to a point, if we're talking 20 years down the line and he has other works that he wants to be noted for, which, he had 42, he played James Brown. Yeah. He's
biopic guy,
right? But I do understand to a point, if you're trying to I want to play this character, but I also want to do something else, and you're only being recognized as that character, I can understand it's frustrating, but you have to look at the plus sides to it too. I
can understand it's frustrating because he gets that from the public. Listen, if you play Jackie Robinson and James Brown, you're not going to be as famous as you playing Black Panther.
Black Panther, right?
It's just not going to happen.
You have an action figure.
Yeah, because the James Brown movie didn't make $1 billion.
I was going to say, technically, we got James Brown behind us.
We got James Brown right behind us.
But no, that. Oh God. It's the many toys here.
Yeah. You know what though?
I think it's creepy as hell.
It is.
It's pretty creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? I get it. He wants to be known for other stuff, but it's like, well, you know what?
It's still new, It's still...
but he should appreciate it. It's like, but the fact that you played Black Panther, you're probably going to be able to make any movie you want to do.
Yep.
Look at Paul mentioned Denzel Washington earlier. Denzel Washington will do a movie like Training Day. Mm-hmm. and like any of the other blockbuster movies. But he can also make, that his last movie, the Esquire or whatever, and then he can do stage plays and stuff. He's like, because I made $20 million for my last movie, so I can go do this. I can go do the artistic side of it.
Yeah, and it's like, look at other Marvel movies where characters had to die off in those movies and they can't come back. Like I'm sure Michael B. Jordan with,
Oh, you mean movies that had stakes in it?
Yeah.
I think that actors that have a problem with like paparazzi, like hounding them and stuff, like just don't worry. In like 10 years, no one's going to remember who the hell you are.
And then
10 years from now, you're going to miss
this.
it.
Listen, 20 years ago, of all people, Rick James said it best because they had this whole thing with him and Michael Jackson and Prince, and they talked to him because people didn't really bother him on the street. They'd be like, hey, Rick James, what's up? Because he's like, I don't hide in my house.
Yeah.
Like if you're as famous as Prince or Michael Jackson, people only see you on stage or on TV. Then when they see you out, they're going to go fucking crazy. But if they see you every goddamn day, Rick James is like, I went down to the liquor store to buy a bottle. If they see you every day, they're like, whatever, there's Rick James. So what?
Well, I will say this, to the movie's point, I love how it was, and it's supposed to be this way, which I appreciate. It's very dark, very somber, and if, even the end credits, I actually had to laugh because they listed 2 songs, and it said buy the album on Columbia Records. I'm like, what songs, but
Rubber Band Man.
Right, from start to finish, it kept me in tune with the movie. I didn't get bored. I wasn't like, oh my God, for so many moments. Comparison to the other Avengers movies, which honestly I'm not a fan of.
Yeah.
This is my favorite Avenger movie because I felt they did it right.
You like it better than the first Avengers?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I thought the first Avengers was stupid.
Which one was the first one? They all kind of get mixed together in my head.
Avengers.
The first one is the only good one, I think.
Yeah.
Well, like what happened in there? I forget.
Loki's the main bad guy.
Yeah.
This is what
okay.
Which I thought
with the space aliens attacking New York.
Yeah,
that's how it is.
Oh, that was the second one, wasn't it? Age of Ultron?
No.
That was
Age of Ultron's the second one, yes.
Okay.
But that's with the robot James Spader.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That one is utterly
that's
forgettable.
where they make the stupid city fly up into. Make it
Oh God, that movie was so
you're
bad.
Right, you're right.
Sokovia,
that movie's terrible.
That's terrible.
This is
the
my
first
favorite.
one I thought was really good.
The first one I liked for one simple reason, because I liked comic books as a kid, and like they're making an Avengers movie. I'm finally getting ready to see an Avengers movie. To that extent, I liked it, but I'm like, this could have been a lot better. But this one,
I thought it was actually. I miss Joss Whedon as a director.
Joss Whedon is too kiddie to me. Like he doesn't have the dark stuff in it. Like
I think he can.
I think
he could do dark.
I think that because the Russo brothers, they directed this one.
Yeah,
I think they're the best ones doing it. I think they are.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't liked. Well, I think this is better than
what else have they done?
They had the two Captain America ones.
They did the Captain America ones. Yeah.
This was way better than Captain America.
I think it's better, but
I think that
I still think Avengers is.
I think they're right on that. They're right on
this.
that edge because they're like, okay, we have to have a certain amount of this superhero Marvel shit in there, where it's like, it kind of is what it is. But they're like, but we still need to make a real movie. Like we have to. It's more than just a comic book. That's why I like this movie. It's like
also, I think
it's engrossing from the beginning.
I think Avengers stands on its own, and this movie does not stand on its own.
Well, it can't.
I'll agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that.
It's got so much baggage. It's got so many like storylines.
Yeah, you can't go into this thing if you haven't seen anything.
Yeah, you can't just go into it cold.
Well,
confused.
Actually, you know what? So here's
and it's also half of it.
Yeah, here's what it is with that. So you have the writers and the directors, the producers, but you also have the bean counters. Okay, so those people are like, okay, yeah, we're going to do this, but remember, we still have 15 or 20 years worth of Marvel movies we need to make. So you can't do too much. You can't completely get rid of Black Panther. You have to. I mean, like the end of the movie. Spoiler alert: the very end of the movie is nothing more than a trailer for Captain Marvel. That's all it is.
Right.
Yep. It's like because
that's what the way most of their buttons are is to set up the next thing.
Always. And here's the thing with that: Captain Marvel, because they're trying to make it seem like Captain Marvel is the one who's going to be able to save everything in the universe. Captain Marvel is.
Yeah,
it's not
like,
that.
why is-
It's not that superior. Like
I don't even know who. I know it's
hero.
Brie Larson, but I don't know what she does.
That's because Captain Marvel, that character came along much later, like in the the 80s.
It was like late 80s, I believe.
Like in the late 80s, it was just kind of made up, and it's like Captain Marvel, like it's Marvel
and Captain
and Captain.
Like,
yeah,
what's going on?
They were just
that?
trying to make a new comic, but now they're going to make this character, which by the way.
I think they were wanting a woman, a female.
Yeah,
it's a female character
instead of a male.
They need now.
There was
Marvel,
a male version too, right?
Yeah. Marvel needs their Wonder Woman now. They need their Wonder Woman because they need that audience.
I can't compare Captain Marvel as a Wonder Woman for Marvel. I don't. Of all the female characters, like to me, that
what does she do? What's her thing?
What is she like? She flies. She's kind of like a Superman in a way.
Yeah, she was in the Air Force, and something happened where she got superpowers, but they're making it like she is the strongest superhero in the universe.
Right.
And it wasn't like that in the comics. She was like Superman.
She's kind of like Superman, but okay, so to that point, I just want to say something really irritating.
Superman's the most boring superhero ever.
He's not my favorite. So let's talk about the end of the movie. We all know as Marvel fans, or even you don't have to be a Marvel fan. Let's say you just go to a Marvel movie. You know you need to stay, yeah? People were leaving, and I'm like, you noob. Why are you leaving? Yeah. And people are like, well, what if they already saw it already? I don't care. If you're a Marvel fan, you will.
I didn't get it.
There's only I stayed to see that, but I could see people were leaving for one reason. Those are the longest credits
it was
known to man. They went on
really
forever.
Long.
I was like, God damn.
That's like what, $200 million worth of production people that they have to take care of.
I don't.
They're listing everyone from the Marvel studios, including the receptionist at the Marvel.
I think everyone, like the guy that went down and got Tony and got Robert Downey Jr. a candy bar. Yeah. I think they put him in the credits.
They should do it like on TBS where they show like a movie from the 80s and they just like run the credits in 5 seconds,
real fast.
Like you've all seen Die Hard. We get it. Let's go next.
I'm surprised they haven't added advertisements to the end of the credits somehow.
You know what?
They don't need it.
I bet you they are going to do it sooner or later.
Yeah, there's probably subliminal things in there. You're like, I feel like buying an Audi all of a sudden.
Yeah,
they can probably pay for the cost of the movie.
Black Panther was Lexus. My bad.
Lexus. Yeah.
So all right. So
they were driving Infinity at the end. Did you catch that?
No. I just remember seeing a bunch
of jokes.
Oh God.
Sorry.
I actually have, I have a joke for you guys. The dad joke has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but tell me, all right.
Oh, I'm happy to stop talking about this.
For like a brief second. So how does Harry Potter run down the hill?
I know the answer to this, but I'll let you do it.
Okay, all right, cool.
How?
It's good.
He walks. J.K. Rowling.
Oh, God.
I had to do that. All right, so
it works better as a text.
I have never seen a
it's
Harry
a
Potter movie, by the way.
I like that joke.
Thank you, by the way.
Another
Cheers
SoCo,
again.
clank, clank.
SoCo.
That
clank,
joke
clank,
better than Infinity Wars.
Okay, so at the end, of course, we have
Nick Fury.
And what's the
Maria Hill.
Okay.
I didn't like the motherfucker joke.
What motherfucker?
Yeah, well, he said mother, and then
because that's a Samuel L. Jackson joke. That's not a. What's his face?
Nick Fury joke.
That's not a Nick Fury joke.
There's too much cross shit. It's like
that's just too tongue in cheek.
You know what? That's one thing with movies now. It's like all of us are way too in on the joke. It's like the fourth wall thing.
Maybe that is a Nick Fury joke. Maybe that's the first swear word he ever said in his life, and he saved it till the moment of his death.
Jackson joke. Well, if that was in Deadpool, I would probably let it slide, but not this.
Yeah, by the way, I can't
exactly.
wait for that.
Because like when in the Deadpool trailer when he calls James Rowland Thanos. Which, by the way,
was funny.
No, that's not. That's lazy.
It was funny because you got Thanos playing Cable in 2 Marvel movies. What?
James Brolin's making a shitload of money now.
He's been making shit.
It's like damn.
I mean, he's in 2 back-to-back Marvel movies.
Yeah,
and they're going to be huge. Obviously,
cashing
one
in
of
those
them,
Jonah Hex checks.
Oh,
I've never seen it. Is it really bad?
It looks really bad.
I've never seen it either.
Really
I can't
bad.
imagine that being good.
But okay, so at the end when they showed the symbol of Captain Marvel, people were like, "What is that?
What is that?" That was me. I was like, "What the hell is that?" It looked like a Wonder Woman thing to me. I was the person. I was like, "Are they doing like a DC crossover? Is that Wonder Woman's logo?"
You know what?
I had to look it up too. I didn't know what it meant.
Because since like Iron Man, so when Iron Man came out, because Iron Man was really the first.
Technically, it was
the first of the series.
First big Marvel movie. They've done some.
Only comic book people went and saw that movie. It made a lot of money.
I saw it.
Yeah, well, but you're a movie. You like going to movies, and it was a big movie at the time. But really, only comic book people. I went and saw it. I was like, there's an Iron Man movie? Holy shit, I'm going to see it.
Yep.
So they did the Avengers, same thing. Now it's the hot property. So now everybody's going to see it.
Right, but they don't know.
Yeah, because Iron Man and the original Avengers didn't make $6 billion like these movies are. So
I was thinking about this. It must be crazy for Stan Lee to kind of still be around for whatever this started out for him, some little drawings in high school or whatever.
I feel so bad for Stan Lee because he's making money off of this.
He is.
Obviously, he's making money off of this. But Stan Lee should be like the richest man on the planet right now.
Right.
And they've just taken all his stuff because business was different. Then he's like, yeah, here you can, sell to Sony. I'll take
probably fine.
I'll take 300,000. Well, what is he, 90?
Yeah.
You know what? Bless his
heart. What does he need at this
because
point?
Yeah.
He's seriously
and he still shows up.
Aging,
Yeah.
and he's in a wheelchair. It doesn't matter. Yeah. But the sad fact is, I'm going to give it at least 2 more movies before.
Yeah.
It's time for him to go. Yeah. I mean, but it was kind of funny.
Do you guys want to do a Deadpool?
And I'll say this: when he dies, whatever movie comes out after that, there should be at least
a memoriam,
15 minutes of memoriam to him,
yeah.
because this is all his shit.
Yeah, this is all his. I mean,
every bit
people
of it
go.
is.
Okay, the 2 things that we know of Marvel movies: 1, the end credits; 2, Stan Lee appearance.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 main.
And I hate the fact that everybody is praising.
They're always disappointing, both of them.
Yeah. Well,
no. Okay, wait a minute. Black Panther was meh, but I do like the bus driver, though he was the bus driver on this one.
I didn't see him in Black Panther. I don't.
Yeah, he was at the. Okay, they went.
He's
to
the one white guy in Wakanda.
No, it's when they went to Thailand and they're at the casino, and then he grabs all the chips. Here, I'll take these for you.
Okay, yeah. No, I do remember. But so the entire entertainment community is praising Kevin Feige, Feige, whatever the fuck, whatever the hell his name is. They're praising him as some sort of genius. It's like no. That guy, the old guy.
Who's Kevin? Who's that?
He's the executive producer. He runs the MCU.
Do you know the producers for this movie were Stan Lee, James Gunn, and Jon Favreau?
And Jon Favreau, because they're creative. Kevin Feige is a money guy who knows how to put shit together. Yeah, he's the head of the Marvel Studios.
Whatever.
And he's the one who puts all these movies together.
I need to get Eric's opinion on this. What did you think of giant Peter Dinklage?
I don't know if I really have an opinion on that. I thought that whole scene, if they could have cut anything, they probably could have cut all that stuff.
Yeah, that was unnecessary.
They had to make us hammer though.
We really do need to start filming this just to get Eric's
the faces. Yeah, I thought about it. I thought about throwing some cameras.
Can we just do a real time FaceTime just on Erik?
Yeah.
We should.
I like the death joke.
Which one?
When he was like, "Oh, Thor has to all you have to do is you have to go into the star or whatever." He's like, "All I have to lose is my love."
Well, yeah.
I don't know. There's some depth.
Yeah.
To it.
I know what you're talking
He's
about.
like, that's what dying means. Yeah.
Like that's all right.
Actually, the only thing I found really funny in this movie is that Thor kept calling Rocket a rabbit through the whole movie. That
Thor's
was
funny now, man.
That was funny.
He has a sense. After he broke up with Natalie
Thor
Portman,
was always funny. You guys were shitting on him from the start. He was always
Thor
pretty
1
funny.
and 2 are terrible.
That's true because he was with Natalie Portman.
I mean, the movies weren't that good, but Thor as a character was good, and he was always.
I feel like Ragnarok was kind of like a reboot of his character.
You realize the first Thor was directed by Kenneth Branagh, and it was like a Shakespeare movie. Yeah, he's like,
man,
yeah. Which
in a very.
I've only seen it once, and I've never seen it again.
Yeah.
I like Thor in the very first movie where he comes to Earth and he's got a whatever
coffee, and then he's like. Throws the coffee down or whatever. Is that the one you're talking about?
He says, I forgot. He's like,
I don't know. Maybe I should watch it again now that I like him.
He's like, this mortal coil grows weak. I need sustenance.
Yeah,
because he's hungry.
Well,
for the first time.
That was me today. That's for
sure. I like when he starts putting down humans because he's like, you puny humans. You're all so, you're all so weak.
I liked his back and back banter with Chris Pratt.
Yeah,
that's how they were basically recapping their movie franchises together about who's had it worse.
It's just,
Oh yeah, like I had to kill my sister, and my dad lied to me about, and then who else said
So he's
something
I
like
killed my
that?
dad.
Gamora, and then he's like, "Yeah, I know exactly what you mean."
Yeah, the comedy. That's what the comedy seems so forced to me.
To me, it didn't seem like it was.
That I don't know, like when you're with the Guardians people, it felt like a Guardians movie.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Like,
And I think that's what they're aiming for. Though.
okay, so there's one funny part that I like. One funny line that I like. It's what is the general for Black Panther? Okoye, something like that.
Oh, the girl.
Yeah, when
Okay.
when
Starbucks joke?
No, not the Starbucks.
Like, I wonder.
Okoye.
Yeah, that was stupid. When Scarlet Witch finally came out and started fighting and was
Oh, like,
blowing shit
what
up,
was she
and
doing?
she's like, "Yeah, where has she been? How come she's just now getting here?" So that was funny.
Hey,
But,
what was the other guy from Black Panther? Black Panther's friend, Maduke, or what's his name?
M'Baku?
M'Baku.
Yeah.
Some girl was like, M'Baku got thick. I was like, what are you doing over there?
Hey, their movie was like until this one, it was like the biggest grossing movie of the year.
That's true.
And so he's like, "Yep, I don't have anything to do except sit back and eat." So,
Yeah, the amazing thing is already, and it's only in weekend one, it's already made over $600 million.
Nice.
And,
and
that's not even overseas yet.
yeah, and so
That's just here?
That's just
Just
here.
here.
Did you guys like the action?
I did.
I did.
I actually did.
Really?
Wait,
So,
and I normally don't like
the-
action
the-
anymore.
I kind of like the
Except
one in
that
New
whole.
York.
Yeah, yeah.
The one
I
in
don't
New
like the
York-
Wakanda thing because I don't like those giant
But we just
overkill
saw
ones.
like Wakanda, and I thought it was better in Black Panther than this one. But
Really? Okay.
The only thing
I
I,
don't
liked
like
about
I like the
Yeah.
battle scene with Thanos.
Yeah,
at
that
the
was
end.
good.
I didn't see that.
the only thing I
didn't
liked
do
about the
anything for me either.
Wakanda fight is that like it plays really big on like this. They're showing how technologically advanced they are.
Is that SoCo getting to you?
See, I felt like they did that better in Black Panther.
They did do it better.
They
in
did.
Black
And
Panther.
maybe because it was just fresh because we just saw it a few months ago.
But I also hate like movies where like a human is fighting a monster. That's always stupid to me.
Yeah.
Like it's like a monster from space. It's always dumb.
But
It's like,
I don't know. Most of the action I thought was pretty forgettable.
Really?
Yeah, like New York worked for me, but none of the other ones really did anything for me.
I thought it was cool because it wasn't all action. They
Yeah.
did the action scenes and they got back to the story. I thought
And it wasn't
pushed
just
the
one
story.
action scene, though.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
wasn't-
I liked it better when it wasn't doing action, which
Yeah.
is how I generally feel about most of
That's
the
how I
movies.
generally feel about
Yeah.
movies. But I actually did like most of the action scenes in this,
Okay,
which is
fair
kind of
enough.
rare for me.
Yeah.
I mean, this movie honestly is worth it for me to say I'm
That
willing to
Scotland one was
spend
rough, though.
$14
Which one?
to go
The
watch
Scotland
it again.
one.
I will go see it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must
The one in
be pretty
Scotland?
forgettable. Oh,
It's the
with
second one,
with
though.
Vision.
Oh yeah, when
Yeah,
they were.
that
Oh
was stupid.
yeah, that can go to
that
hell.
doesn't count.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't.
That doesn't count.
Oh,
Doesn't
the
count.
bad one doesn't count.
That doesn't.
That should have been
That
cut out of the
one
movie
Was
altogether.
kind of like, oh, we have to do something.
Who
Let's
gives a
do
shit about
something.
Vision and the freaking
No one. And-
Scarlet
okay,
Witch?
And
Can
that's
somebody
because
please-
he has an Infinity Stone.
Can somebody please explain this to me? How?
guess so.
All the
yeah.
Captain America's friends, I don't care about any of
Yeah.
them.
yeah,
Like Falcon, Captain
Bucky,
Damn.
get the fuck out of
Oh,
here!
We
Bucky,
totally
fucking
forgot
Bucky.
about Falcon and Bucky.
Like they don't
during
do
this whole-
anything.
So useless.
Well, see, they're completely useless. Like I can understand.
The only thing I liked about
can
Bucky
understand
was-
All
Butler.
Bucky wants is a plum.
was the
man.
Racket Raccoon joke that he wanted to
Yeah.
take his arm. That was the only good thing about Bucky.
That was actually good.
I'll get that
though.
arm.
How did they never do explain this? How is it that Scarlett Johansson, because she's just a human that like knows karate,
Well, yeah.
she's like a spy and a martial artist. How is she beating up aliens and shit? It's like you don't have any special powers.
'Cause
It's called
she's
Moxie
EA.
Shark.
Yeah, it's like it's so stupid.
It's
Like,
the
where-
blonde hair. Okay.
Also,
it has
where the hell
powers.
is Ant-Man?
Okay, yeah, because they talked about him and Clint.
He was probably there. You just didn't see him. He was tiny. He was
Oh,
he was just like
shit.
taking screws out of like the
Actually-
spaceships.
He can become giant and he could just kick Thanos.
That actually would have been brilliant if they added in people like just aliens getting like kicked or punched and no one knows who's doing
Yeah,
it,
and then
and
they
then
just show him for a second.
flashback and Ant-Man and the Wasp. But that's
Yeah.
what happened, you know.
Yeah, like it's even in New York. It's like, come on.
Like,
Where the hell is
so,
Ant-Man?
okay, so with the Avengers, don't you think that with what is it? Is
He is an Avenger, right?
They
Widow?
mention Ant-Man. I
Yeah.
think they're going to
Yeah,
bring
they
him back
did.
in the
they
next one. I
mentioned
guess.
him and Hawkeye.
But because Hulk goes, there's an Ant-Man and something else. He says that.
Spider-Man and Ant-Man.
Wait,
There's a Spider-Man and an Ant-Man. Yeah.
Another funny thing when Tony Stark was saying he was lactose intolerant, talking about Ben and Jerry's, and they're like hunka hunka burnin' Hulk or hunka hunka
Yeah.
fudgin' Hulk, the ice cream flavors. I'm like, Please make that a thing.
Yeah, well, didn't he?
Mint. It should be mint.
Oh.
Well,
Mint chip.
He said he goes. That's a thing. He goes. That's actually
It's
a
like
thing.
I prefer hunka.
But like, couldn't they have? There are so many actual characters in the Avengers comic book. Why do they have Black Widow and Hawkeye? Like he shoots arrows and she knows how to fight. That doesn't make any sense when they're fighting. There's
no
like
Hawkeye in this one.
Yeah, Hawkeye was.
He retired.
He's hiding.
They said he's hiding.
Oh,
yeah.
that's
He's
right.
hanging out with his wife in the
like in a cabin.
Yeah.
I think that also, like, since they put everybody else in the fucking movie, they should have put them all in the end. Like, they should have had.
Nobody was like, man, I wish the guy with the bow and arrow was here to help.
But don't you think at the end, like, so since Gwyneth Paltrow did her little thing in the beginning, she should have disintegrated at the end. They should have showed her.
That would have been so satisfying, right?
They should have showed Hawkeye disintegrating too. They should have showed all of them, and because they're gonna obviously everyone. The next one is the last movie with as far as the Avengers, with these Avengers.
With Gwyneth Paltrow, I was just staring at her like eye wrinkles. And,
Oh my
like,
god!
I can't stand her.
I cannot.
I hate
like
her.
she's
stand that
aging.
conceited biatch. No.
I hate the fact that she has a child named Apple. I think that's the
and she's selling
thing.
like these bullshit bracelets for like $80 a pop.
Yeah, and
I've heard like she sells like rocks.
They're like a diet, like organic
a rock
food.
you put between your thighs, and it does. I don't know.
And then so she has like a
Infinity Rock?
line of food.
Maybe.
Yeah, and it's like $800.
That's like really expensive.
Yeah.
Like you can afford that.
Do we have enough time to talk about how stupid Infinity Stones and just that being concept is really stupid?
That is stupid. I hated
What?
it through all of these movies. The fucking stones.
Well, like what do you hate about it? I mean,
It's just
stupid.
dumb. They're like magic stones.
There's a soul stone.
Yep.
A
And that
power
was
stone.
everyone was
Come
wondering
on.
who had the
Are we
soul
making
stone.
Captain Planet here?
Yes. Earth, Wind, Fire, Heart. I mean, come
Yeah.
on.
Like it's just as dumb
Again,
as that.
I really want to take pictures of Eric's face right now.
Okay, but so what you have to
the
understand
sarcasm
is,
stone.
you have to understand is that the sarcasm stuff is that like they're following the comic book.
Yep, they are.
And like that comes across a lot better like in a comic book because you have the
In the 70s when kids still
When
had
you're all
imaginations.
Yeah.
And like that whole idea of
I don't know.
The stupid thing is like they said through the whole movie that if he gets this, he can wipe out the whole half of the universe by just snapping his fingers. And then he actually did that, snapped his fingers.
he did.
I thought that was stupid. It's like, okay, that's...
And that's the thing. So I really thought they were going to pace this movie where I didn't even think that it would show that they got all the stones plus that.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been a half and then cliffhanger.
No,
and
I'm
then
glad they
going-
got it over with.
No, and I'm fine with that. I was just kind of surprised they did it that way. But the ending did leave me, even with the comic, it left me very confused, just upset because we've grown to be attached to these characters. But at the same time, it's kind of like, no, they're not done yet. No one's, it's like you have to remind yourself about that because if they're dead, I mean, then that's it. Then they have to start fresh with whole new
I would love this movie if this was the last Marvel movie. Like if this is how they like, that would be like this is a bold thing to go out on.
It's going to happen.
But
It's
actually,
gonna
you know
happen.
what? They could have done that. They actually could have done that.
Yeah.
But they're not.
But they could have done it by saying, okay, well, all these Avengers couldn't get the job done. They died. But there are some new Avengers.
But how many people would be upset that Black Panther just started and then he's gone?
Well, so they had this whole internet
Their
thing
accountants would be for starters.
They had this whole thing about they killed Black Panther, and this movie was like, the Black Panther movie just did $600 million. He'll be back. Trust me.
Oh and that's what we know. Like we know they're going to make a Black Panther 2.
Yeah,
and
there's going to be a Black Panther 2. But like so, the
continuation.
Captain Marvel movie actually takes place in the 80s.
Really?
So,
I didn't
I
know
thought it was the
that's-
90s.
I
But yeah,
thought it-
whatever.
Or the
Yeah.
80s, 90s, But so they're going to explain that somehow.
So there's
90s,
Ant-Man is in July. So does that take place before this? It's got to be, right?
It has to.
I don't know. Yeah.
Actually, I believe you're right. I think it is.
I mean,
I think it's either
because
during
it's got to
or
explain
before.
why he's not there, right?
Right.
Yeah,
I
it
think
has
it's
to.
during or before.
Because you would have to think anything that takes place in this universe afterwards, everybody's got to be bummed that half the universe is dead.
Yeah, there's got to be some mention of that.
It's got to be like, it's not business as usual. We're all very
Right.
depressed, and we all want to because I've got children and all of them disappeared, so I'm going to shoot myself in the head. That's like
All right, if Thanos took us out, which one of us do you think would be gone and which would be left?
Here?
Yeah, here.
I don't know. There's
Around
5
this
of
table.
us, so it's either 3 or 2.
Well, no, I'm the black guy, so I'd be going.
You go first. You'll be the first to go. I'm sorry, Shark. Nice knowing you. Thanks for the SoCo.
I'm the only female, so I have to stick it out.
You have to stick it out. It's between me and Eric. I think we would probably both go if it's 50%.
No, actually, you know what?
You don't even want to be here.
Actually, Paul, I would go because I'm the black guy. Amy would stay because she's the female. You would go because you're just you. Eric would be here because he's got.
He needs to suffer. He needs to suffer on through more Marvel movies.
They're gonna force you to stay because you hate it so much.
Yeah.
They would be doing you a favor.
You're kind of like that. You're the Tony Stark of this crew.
Yeah. I didn't hate this movie. Like I said, I enjoyed that. There's parts of it I enjoy. There's characters in this movie that I like.
You actually hate more of these movies than I do, and I hate everything.
I'm actually kind of sad that
I liked Spider-Man and I liked Thor.
I'm kind of sad that Loki is finally dead, though. Like,
I bet he isn't.
He's not dead.
He's totally
death
dead.
doesn't matter. Loki's
he's not dead. He's just sleeping.
Can we name the episode "Death Doesn't Matter" for this?
Death does not matter. Yeah.
Loki was too clever to go out the way that he did. If that's how they make him go out, then
got choked
then
out.
This movie's even worse than.
Well, also because like I said, they have those little seconds of stupidity because the way Loki was going to kill him was like he's like, oh, I actually have a
with a knife.
Like he can double himself. Like he can he can do all sorts of crazy shit.
Yeah, and it's like, so the knife is going to work. Like
you just saw. No, come on.
They had Doctor Strange did a lot of cool things. And
I
Doctor
really
Strange is
liked
badass.
him in this. I really
maybe
liked
want
him in this.
a new Doctor Strange movie because that first one had problems.
It was terrible.
Like what? Nah, it was not terrible.
I didn't like it. Yeah,
I thought it was alright, but it had a lot of problems.
It was like the Karate Kid with Sherlock Holmes.
It's like somebody saw
I like his
Inception
sidekick.
and did weird graphic stuff that didn't make any sense.
Hey guys,
I like Wang. I like his sidekick.
So today, the new Karate Kid TV show launched on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah.
On YouTube?
On YouTube, the Cobra Kai.
Like YouTube Red?
Yeah. YouTube
Oh no
Red.
no no! That's right.
It launched today. So I'm just curious. A little side. I wonder if we should watch it and review it. At least episode 1.
I will watch it, but
I think we should watch
Ralph Macchio,
Ralph
the actual,
Macchio.
Really?
the original.
Oh, it's supposed to be goofy, right? It's supposed to be some kind of like weird dark
like
thing.
Johnny starts his own karate club or something like that. His own.
I
Cobra
propose
Kai.
we should review something. We should watch something live on mic.
Oh, that would actually be kind of cool.
So people can listen along.
I would be cool with that.
Yeah.
But where could we? Well, we'd have to do it.
We'd have to do it here,
Yeah.
Kind of like a Mystery Science Theater.
Yeah, something like that. I think that'd be fun.
That would be cool.
Maybe is there any way
it's
we
not
can?
anything
We could
Marvel.
do video.
I was gonna say, is there any way we can do this either on a Friday night or something like that? Just because.
So we can party.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
I'm down for that actually. When you get back,
Classroom of Atonement.
Why don't I?
No.
Yes.
No, you've already seen it, sir.
Yeah,
You do not need to watch that again.
I didn't get to wreck it with this whole group though. With you here,
I
want to see
it.
It's the greatest thing you've ever seen in your life.
You are such a
we could
liar.
Facebook Live. We could
How much
stream it
better
live.
is it than Infinity Wars?
It's far better than Infinity War.
Oh my god, you're such a liar.
Yeah, for one simple reason. It's a completely ludicrous thing to watch. But you just find yourself listening to Amy going, wow. She's just...
Like, can you always pick her out? Like, you know which character she is?
Well, because I know her and I've heard her, yes, I can pick her out.
Oh my gosh.
But she doesn't she sounds completely different.
Well, yeah.
But you know
She
it's
sounds
her.
completely different.
I'm having
But you can tell.
sex with my voice on camera.
She's having multiple orgasms.
Good for you.
Let me just say this.
Yeah, it will make your pants very tight. Let's just say.
Okay. I don't want to be here with you guys for a kid.
I will pour a last shot of SoCo.
Yeah, she needs more SoCo. Amy needs to loosen
I'm
up.
driving home, man.
This is me and Paul. Okay, we don't want you to.
I mean, I would love to, but I really don't.
You're driving home.
I am driving home.
Don't forget to wear your shito berota.
I mean, if you guys want to watch it on your own time, I will not stop you. I love good feedback, what I need to do better.
You will not sit and watch that with us.
Oh my god, it would be really hard.
Why?
I already have a hard time with my friends watching it.
Listen,
I had a hard time watching it too.
Because when I do any type of acting, I really don't like to watch my own stuff because I'm very, I critique I'm really hard on myself. I'm my own worst critiquer on this.
You are an artist.
You really enjoyed it that much.
All right. I enjoyed the fact that it was you.
Okay, cool.
I enjoyed the fact that it was you.
And you watched it 3 times.
Yeah. If I had like come across it, I'd been like, what the fuck is this? Like,
but the fact, like, I know that girl.
Yes, I know that girl.
Wow, does she really sound like that in the bedroom? No, it's like,
It was wonderful. Because I was waiting. I was like, okay, I got to hear this. After I heard Classroom of Atonement, I was like, oh, I've got to see what this is all about.
There's so much more better ones I would recommend than that one.
I haven't seen the other ones. I've seen Classroom of Atonement.
You can look it up, just like how you found that, and you let me know what you think.
We should get Amy's top 10.
Yes,
and then we can go down the list.
You know what? You can put Amy Gorgon in Google, and it will give you everything.
I'm in IMDb and
she's in IMDb. Yeah, so it'll give you.
Oh, so we're using our fake names now.
One of the cutest lines, actually, that was a cute line. Unfortunately, IMDb does not recognize hentai, so my hentai work is not in there. But my Iron Man 3 work was in there when I did extra work for Iron Man 3.
Nice.
Yeah. So
why is hentai work not recognized? That's
it's
bullshit.
like porn, basically. They don't recognize
porn's not
that.
in IMDb?
It's no. Unfortunately,
that would just be a lot to keep track of.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It'd just be a logistical nightmare.
Okay, so this is
there's a website that does it. I'm sure
this is off the Infinity Wars subject, but
a little bit.
Yeah, when you went to Japan, because you do the anime, were you like famous over there? Were you like because it's huge?
There's so much. There's so much different hentai, and you gotta understand. I did the English dubbing,
well,
so they
have
like all
like vending bins, right? That
like absolutely.
That.
Can you just like go there and sell your underwear?
Soda, some underwear, and a hentai movie.
Yeah,
actually, I heard that you can you can buy panties.
That is true. I've come across. Yeah. So fun fact about this: I ran across a couple machines with this. So there are panty vending machines, and it provides a picture of the girl that wore the panties.
That is so bizarre to me.
It's a big thing over there. Hentai. Okay, believe it or not, hentai is a very well known, and it's becoming more popular here in the States. But it's very popular over there.
Like they treat it as an art form, probably, right?
Yeah, a little bit. It's kind of like,
Is it shunned? Like, is it?
It's kind of shunned. Well, any porn, because they blur out the private parts, even in regular porn.
In the cartoon part.
In the cartoon as well. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But here's the thing. So you gotta recognize in Japanese culture, like their culture and their society is so strict, and you have to be like this perfect person. So behind closed doors, that's when you can relax, and trust me, they need to release their frustration.
That's why they're so repressed, because they have to hide it.
Exactly. So it's it's actually becoming. So when I was at Anime Expo last year up in LA, and there are quite a few adult vending booths. Yeah. And of course it's closed in, so it's not, people have to line up and you have to show ID. There were lines around the booth 4 times.
Okay, so I saw this thing because like you guys know I'm going to China Sunday, so they have cameras everywhere. Mm-hmm. If you jaywalk, like they film it and they get your face and they will find you and ticket you.
They're very strict.
And so they look at people who look out of place. So you realize I'm going to be on camera the entire time.
Absolutely.
I'm in China.
And they're going to follow you.
They're going to be following
me
around.
Drone following you.
Yeah, they're going to be following me around like, okay, that guy doesn't need to be here. So
no, they're going to ask for your autograph through the drone.
I'm going to sign Michael Clark Duncan, even though he's dead.
Okay.
Oh, I kind of miss him.
That should be fun though. But anyway,
I love how we went off.
We're off the rails. So Infinity War.
Okay.
Back to Infinity Wars. Since
I gotta go soon.
Yeah, I think we
I'm
all
willing to complain about anything else.
Sure.
Before you go, Erik, since this kind of like seems all predictable to you, like how do you think all those characters are coming back?
Oh, well, I don't think they're dead. I would assume that they maybe went to like an alternate dimension.
That's what Amy thought.
Yeah.
Okay. I bet you right now I can explain the entire next film to you.
I still think if anyone dies for reals, it's going to be Captain America and Tony Stark.
That's what I was actually hoping.
I thought Iron Man was done in this one when he got stabbed through the belly.
I think that they're obviously bringing Captain Marvel into the whole thing. I think Captain Marvel is going to. She got called. She's going to come. She's going to contact Tony Stark and Captain America. They're going to put together something, and it'll be like, well, who the hell are you? What do you do? She's going to be all powerful, It's going to come down to a huge fight. I think Captain America is going to die first, and then Tony Stark is going to die, but he's going to die with Thanos. And it's going to
see. I reversed that.
I think somehow like Thanos thinks what he. I think he'll turn or whatever. Like he'll like, oh, this probably wasn't the right decision.
No,
I don't know because
at the end, he was pretty satisfied.
He was smiling.
Yeah, he was pretty satisfied.
Well, yeah, now, but I think at some point, and then maybe he'll be the one that reverses time.
And something's going to happen with Gamora too.
I was going to say,
she'll come back.
If that happens, it's because of what he chose over his daughter. Yeah. You know what I mean? Where he now regrets kind of doing that. Again, where's the camera when we need it?
That scene just. Like when she was, I don't know.
Wait a minute.
Like, oh, you have to kill somebody you love. He's like, haha, you don't love anybody. It's like, obviously he loves you.
Okay, wait
Just
a minute.
Die.
Hold up.
Get it over
so
with.
when they went to that planet, wasn't that Red Skull?
Yes.
It was Red Skull.
Okay, that's
and
who's Red Skull?
I got a little
Red Skull
Illuminati corner right here.
Yeah.
When they meet Red Skull and those like two towers in the background of him look a lot like the Twin Towers.
Yeah. Yeah,
so the whole thing of like sacrificing something for the greater good. If you're a 9/11 truther, I think there's a little thing.
Are you doing
there.
some conspiracy shit?
Yeah, it's Illuminati corner.
We haven't said that in a while.
Hey, welcome to Illuminati corner.
Let me just say this: when everybody they say somebody's a conspiracy theorist, they are probably right. There's a lot of conspiracy shit.
That's actually kind of. Now I want to go back to the theater, rewatch this just to see that.
Well, see now actually that's the other thing. I don't think any of it is in movies.
You should. They need your money.
I don't think any of that stuff is in movies or anything. I think the people who do the conspiracies, they hide them very well. They're not leaving Easter eggs for us to find.
No, they are.
Well, they leave you ones that you can find, so you can have your little internet forums about.
Can I say something to all those who run the theaters here in America?
If you say it as the girl from Classroom,
no, I'll have Paul do that. Sounds like he's doing a very good job of it right now. Okay, whoever runs theaters or decides what to market, what not to market, how come in other countries you're passing out some really good, awesome shit? Like I want some Infinity War gauntlet popcorn buckets, and
you want to eat out of a glove?
Nothing. Yes, it's just like when you go to Disneyland and get a popcorn bucket. I have an at.
So you watch the O.J. Simpson movie? You want to eat out of a glove?
No, I will never watch the O.J.
Okay. Because
Simpson.
in America, not only do you not get a bucket, you go out of your way to do a whole podcast to promote a movie to make them more money.
Yeah.
They don't need to give you anything.
I want
you work for them.
Infinity Gauntlet popcorn bucket, damn it.
Well,
I will pay the extra $10.
When you go to the movies now, okay, so I will agree that the theaters are far more comfortable now.
I
never pay for any food when I go.
You shouldn't because
I just bring my own food.
Well, yeah, you should because when you
in a gauntlet, in a giant golden gauntlet.
When you see something that says small popcorn, $13.
Yeah,
it's like you just got 20 from me at the door.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, for someone who used to work at the movie theater, anything from the box office is not taken in by the theater.
Right, that's how they make their money is through concessions.
That's how you pay the employees, the rent, everything is through concessions.
I get that, but it's too expensive.
That's true.
Yeah, because if you want me to pay for your college, like he said I got 2 words for you: learn to fucking type, because I'm not doing it.
Hey, look, I will buy the popcorn. I will spend time. By the way, if anyone works at Edwards in Mira Mesa, if you want to hook me up with some free tickets, love your theater.
I love your theater. Yeah,
I watched an IMAX, very comfortable. Love how they redid it.
And you cannot watch a movie without popcorn.
It's the smell.
You can't.
I do it all the time.
I do it all the time.
I used to do it all the time, but
Erik,
now
you are a completely different person.
But
that's why he cares so much about character arcs and storylines.
But if someone,
sorry, I like to be entertained.
If you're gonna do a big movie like this, can you please bring something cool? Because theaters in Mexico actually have cool shit in their theaters.
Well, also did you guys have the guys that come out before the movie and talk to you?
No. Did you go to ArcLight?
ArcLight
does that.
I went to ArcLight and I was like,
hey guys, I just want to tell you.
Yeah, tells you how long it is and.
We're not gonna. And they also, they advertised there was no at first they didn't used to show previews, but they do, and they're like, "Hey guys, hope you enjoy the movie."
Here's what I love because we want everybody to put their phones away, and everybody's like, "Yeah, fuck you." We're not even listening to you. Everybody's on their phone. And,
I will
Put my
say-
phone away after I'm done texting your mother.
yeah.
All right, so I was on a date when I did watch Ready Player One. Okay, anyway, it wasn't no. That's all.
Actually,
I'm gonna say.
I heard from other people that it was really good.
I liked Ready
The
Player
date
One. I
or
told
the
you
movie?
Spoiler: the movie was better than the date. But anyway,
Wow.
no. Here's why. The biggest pet peeve I have is when
Finish it.
No, I'm not finishing it.
It's a drop.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
The biggest pet peeve I have is even during the previews, just stay off your phone, just put it away because the light distracts me. And my date kept doing that during the movie. And I'm like, can you please put that away?
Wait a minute.
I hope you're listening, bro.
Okay, well, wait. Your date was on the phone?
He would check something. He's like, oh, my friend, I'm supposed to help my friend later. And I'm just checking. I'm like, dude.
During the previews or during the movie?
During the movie.
During the movie, that's inexcusable.
Exactly.
During
So-
any so
You should at least be on airplane mode if it's not turned off.
unless your friend is a surgeon who's on
No,
like
unfortunately.
no.
No, yeah. So
I'm putting my phone away. All my time
Dude,
is dedicated to you now.
this is what happened.
Just pay
okay.
for this like $30 for this movie. Why are you even on your phone during the movie?
Exactly. So it's kind of like, so anyway, so during Infinity Wars, this guy was almost doing the same thing. And I was really close to just being like, dude, can you please put that fucking phone away?
You know what I don't understand for something like that is, so if you pay all this money, like for me, part of the movie experience is watching the trailers.
Yeah, exactly.
So by that point, my phone's away. Like I'm like, I'm.
Oh, I am on my phone during the trailers.
Yeah,
because
I was
I don't
on my
want to
phone
watch
during
them.
the trailers. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
If you don't want someone to completely spoil a movie for you,
Okay, let me
you
just
have
say
the
this.
right to be on your phone.
I'd rather have you do that than someone keep going in front of me back and forth, leaving. Rather have you on the phone than doing that.
I'm gonna find a drive-in from now on because drive-ins are the shit.
Santee, 2 shows for the price of 1.
So I'm generally on a dark screen, so the light isn't as bad.
And that's cool. And
Yeah, if I am on my phone, I get it to the dimmest that it
yeah,
could go.
I don't do the.
Okay,
I'm,
did you?
I'm
did
not
you
an
guys,
asshole.
I'm not an animal.
did you guys watch it in 3D?
I understand society.
I did actually. I did.
I watched it in 3D only because I want to get there and see it. And
You watch what in 3D?
The movie.
Infinity War. I watched it in 3D, which
God.
I don't like 3D at all.
3D sucks. Why would you watch?
On
it?
it,
I think
well,
I'm 3D
to me-
because I could get there.
He has too much money. That's why he doesn't know what to spend it on.
I did IMAX 3D, but to me the 3D in this one wasn't that memorable or that
Kind of like the
mind
movie
blowing.
itself.
It was okay, but it
so
wasn't.
let me
yeah.
ask you this. So I saw it at ArcLight in 3D, and
I hate the glasses, by the way.
yeah,
They make everything darker.
they make it darker.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah,
looked
they
like,
take away detail too.
when you had the 3D glasses on, it looked like it was on a television screen right in
Yep.
front of you.
That's why I don't like their glasses, because the one when I went to Edwards, it was perfectly fine. And I don't know what it is about ArcLight, because that's when I watched Star Wars. I didn't like it at all. It bothered me.
I wish they would get rid of 3D.
They might do a 4K eventually, a 4K 3D.
They might get a chip in your brain and just
Nah,
beam it right into your skull.
I'll slit my own throat before
All right,
then.
I gotta run, guys.
Anyway, Eric's
Okay.
got to run. So
right.
overall,
Okay.
You guys
Infinity
can
Wars, we kind of liked it. Eric liked it, but he didn't like it as much as the rest of us.
I would
Out
say
of
it's a
how
mixed
many
bag.
Thanoses?
Like, if you're listening to this, you already saw it. Like, the world has already seen this, so it doesn't matter. But
Again, the episode, it doesn't matter.
Nothing matters.
Nothing matters.
And let me end with this. I watched the trailer for Solo. It looks like the biggest piece of shit.
I agree.
that's
I am.
ever
we're gonna wreck
be.
it, though, I'm soon.
Oh, God.
You know what? Believe it or not, I'm
What's next?
actually not gonna Deadpool.
Deadpool's up next.
I
God,
wanna do
another
Deadpool.
superhero movie.
Deadpool.
All right.
That's
Looked
the
awesome,
only
yeah.
thing coming up that I can think of. It
All
comes
right,
out on
what
the
is that?
14th.
All right, so in 2 weeks.
Yeah, but remember, he's gone, so he may not watch it unless he watches it in China, which I don't know. If
I won't be at the movies in China.
Yeah.
I'll be in a bar somewhere, and then in a
Just
Chinese
like
restaurant.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so next up is Deadpool for us.
I would like to do Deadpool if you.
All right.
But also maybe in between we can talk about watching something live. Maybe
Yes.
that can also be next too, and we can hold
Also,
up some
I think
Deadpool.
we
That'd be
should
fun.
pick. We should actually pick a very good sort of independent movie that's not a blockbuster superhero.
I would love if we could do one of these shows and not talk about Marvel or superheroes.
That's fine.
That would be nice.
that. Would be very nice.
If
You
we
were
could
the one
do-
that gets us into this in the first place.
It was
No,
my fault
I-
this time, you guys. It
It's your
was my
fault.
fault. Yeah.
Well, because
I did watch it and I really enjoyed it.
You said it was good, and then I was like, okay, if Amy said it was good, I'm going to go see
and
it.
you
And it was good.
okay?
It was pretty good.
Out of how many Thanoses? 1 to
Well,
10.
Out of how many anuses?
1 to 10 Thanoses, 10 being best.
How many Infinity Stones?
I will give it,
That's even better.
I will give it a 7.
Okay.
7
Alright,
out
that's
of
a
10.
solid.
No. But the worst thing, okay, in the next one, Hulk's got to come back and be the shit.
He does.
Well, of
and
course.
I think
Of course,
Of course.
Yeah, you can't.
that is the arc.
Can't have Hulk going out like that.
I'm going to put mine at an 8.5.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going to give it high, but
What's a 10 for you?
There's no 10. You
No,
can
there's
never
no
get there.
10?
There's no 10.
All right.
It's
Mm.
got to be like mind blowing.
Oh, Enter the Dragon
Citizen
is a
Kane.
10. Enter the Dragon. It's a mad world. Those are 10s. All this shit is now just.
But for now, like okay, so I know I mentioned this earlier. Top 3 Marvel movies. This has to be number 1 for my top 3.
Oh God, no.
Top number 1, Black Panther.
That's number 2 for
Number
me.
2, Deadpool.
Oh shit, I forgot about Deadpool. Can we do a top 5?
Yeah. Number three. Now I will actually give to Logan because now I love Logan. So,
Yeah,
Oh,
Logan's
when
great.
did you watch it?
I've
Logan's
rewatched
not
it a
Marvel.
couple.
That's Fox.
But
It's still under Marvel
it's in the
universe.
Marvel universe basically.
Oh,
It's not
okay.
MCU. Yeah. Well, superhero movies.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, if I had to get
Nerds.
Actually, if we're gonna do it as superhero movies, we at least
The
got to do
Crow.
a top 10.
The Crow was number 1.
Crow's number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we're gonna go that route.
Dark Knight and Logan, I think, are the best for me.
Yeah, Dark Knight was good.
The original Batman with Michael Keaton. That was a great movie.
What about Batman Returns though?
Nah,
No.
sucked.
Okay.
Terrible.
I just like Catwoman.
Catwoman with Halle Berry. Ooh, that was a
Oh
great
my
movie.
God, no!
That movie was terrible.
No,
the
I'm
worst
sorry,
movie
Michelle
ever.
Pfeiffer's still pretty hot Catwoman.
Anyway,
All right.
All right,
Eric's
so
gotta go,
Deadpool-
so-
yeah, Deadpool's up next. You guys can continue on if you want.
Well, I mean, I also have to leave too. I have to be up at 3, so don't look at
All
me
right.
like that.
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, it was
Wrap
a good.
it
It
up.
was a good run though. Like seriously, I think we all enjoyed it.
If you want to see a movie that doesn't matter, go see Infinity Wars.
All right, guys.
thanks for listening.
Tune in
See
next
ya.
time. We'll wreck something or other.
I'll call you all from China.
Liar.
Bon voyage, shark.
Have a safe trip.